How you doing, Facebook Live? Nice to see you all. Let me check and make sure this is working. It should be working. I really like my new setup here. Oh, there we go. It's working. Very cool. As you are tuning in, I would love to know, number one, where you're tuning in from. Number two, I'd love to know three things you're grateful for out there in the world this morning, this evening, this afternoon. I'm not sure when you're watching this. But I'm glad you're here. If you are a business owner, I've done some research and asked business owners, what is it that you want more of? And we kept hearing all kinds of different phrases, but when we kind of added them all up and figured out what the alignment was, it was consistently three things. Now, before I tell you that, if you're a business owner, what do you want more of in your business? What do you actually want more of in your business? I did a video on this last week, and we talked about how there's certain things you don't want more of, and there's certain things you do want more of. And today we're going to focus on three of the things that most all business owners agree they want more of. And then we're going to get really focused on one of them. And so the three things I've noticed, and tell me if this is true for you in the comments, most business owners I've chatted with want more happy, excited, paying clients. How many of you, if you own a business, would like more happy, excited, paying clients? Meaning they're excited to pay you. They're thrilled to do business with you. They're grateful that you're working with them. I have yet to meet a business owner that goes, I don't want any of those. So we want more happy, paying clients. Number two, we want more profitability. We want something left over at the end that we get to keep and reinvest into, investments, community, resources to help feed people. That was something we did just last week. There was a can drive, and I have a personal standard or personal rule that whenever I move to a new city, I figure out who helps feed people around here. And I don't think it's right to move to a new city and let there be hungry people in that city. So if we move somewhere, I find out who the local soup kitchen is or who the local canned food drive is, and I figure out what gap they need to fill to make sure everyone has food, and then I take it upon ourselves, Amanda and I as our family, to write that check or to go buy that food or to make sure we step up for the community. We're new residents. They're giving us a place to live and call home, and we want to make sure everyone who calls this place home is taken care of as well. So, we want profit left over so we can go help those people. We can, contribute to our community, make a valuable difference where it's needed more. So happy paying clients who are excited to pay you, lots of profit left over so you can invest in rental properties and stock market and any investments that are going to grow, and you can live off the income of that as well. But then the third part, most of us don't think about until it's too late. There was a research study done called The 5 Regrets of the Dying. This was a hospice nurse who sat down and asked people in their last few days, what are the things they regretted most about their life? One of the things that consistently came up was, I wish I wouldn't have worked so hard. I wish I would have spent more time with the people I love. I wish I would have lived more true to myself. And I went, ooh, I wished I wouldn't have worked so hard. So we have three things. We have people want more revenue, people want more profit, and people want more free time. Now, I think people do these out of order. Because, and I'm going to ask in the comment section, if you're a small business owner, which order have you been going about it? Have you been optimizing for free time? Have you been optimizing for profit? Or have you been optimizing for revenue? But, if you look at your goal, we're coming up at the end of the year. Let me throw this on the screen here. If you look at your goal, we have It's not going to work. Need a bigger pencil. Here we go. So we have more revenue. We have more profit. And we have more free time. Which of these have you been optimizing for? In which order? I see Jordan. Let me see. Jordan says more revenue, more profit. Oh, I'm sorry. He says profit, revenue, time. Very cool. Who else out there is watching? So thank you, Jordan, for sharing that. Profit, revenue, free time. I'm going to make a statement here. And for those of you watching the replay, please toss it in there. Toss it in the comment section. I'm going to make a statement that most people tend to go here first, then here, then here. They tend to go revenue, profit, free time. Jonathan says revenue, free time. So he went here first, here second, and then went, oh, I need more profit. Chris Hayward says, I'm all right here. Not paying attention to the other ones yet. That's okay. It's building a business or building another business. But if we look at that, I'm going to focus on the third one today. I think this one's really important. And notice in the 5 regrets of the dying, no one said, man, I wish I would have made more profit in my life. No one said, geez, I wish I would have driven more revenue in my life. But they all said, I wish I would have spent more time with the people I love. And so the question is, what has to happen for you to give yourself permission to actually have free time, to go do things you love with people you care about and things that are important in your life besides just run your business? What most of the time I look at this, and there's a metaphor in Australia where they say we work to live versus live to work. There's a difference between these two. Living to work, meaning you wake up and all you do is think about working. I'm going to wake up, get ready for work. I'm going to have this amazing morning routine I do to mentally, emotionally, physically, amp myself up so I'm the strongest version I could possibly be. I'm going to get all fired up and ready. Then, my goodness, I'm going to go into work and I'm going to be my best all day. And then I always ask people, but what's most important to you in your life? And they go, well, my family. God, being a good person, being a great citizen, living true to myself, aligned with my values. I said, great. What kind of routine do you have to get ready for your family every day? And they look at me and go, what do you mean? I said, well, you've got this incredible morning routine, meditation, ice baths, breath routines, healthy eating, working out, getting yourself all ready for work. But what do you do to prepare to come home to your family? They're like, well, go, oh, thank God that's over, and go home. I was like, okay. So mentally, we're saying our family is most important, the ones we love is most important, but physically, with our behavior, we have all this stuff to prepare for work and nothing to prepare for home. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I learned that when I was working with the special operators in the U.S. Air Force. I noticed all of them had a routine to be their best for being on mission. None of them had a routine for being on best when they came home to their families. We changed that, and their relationships dynamically changed with the ones they love. It's unbelievable what can happen when you get this stuff aligned right. But we want to get into the pattern here of working to live, meaning we have to define how much is enough until we can call it a day and go spend time with the people we love. This is important. If I were to draw a little graph here, we need to figure out how much is enough. So this is, how much money we make. See if I can put some different symbols there. I don't know where you are in the world, but if you're earning dollars, pounds, euros, I don't know what other currency you might be earning, but whatever currency you're earning, how much is enough? Where on here does it finally hit enough for you? And this is something I was really honored and privileged to learn early on. My dad has a seminar called Wealth Mastery, and one of the things he has you do is sit down and figure out the math to know how much you need to actually live the life of your dreams. And most people, when they come to the event, write down, oh, I need 10 million bucks, 100 million bucks, $1 billion, whatever number they think. After you do the math on how much the mortgage to have a home on a tropical island, what it costs to fly private or have that yacht, or what it costs to have the second home you want, or what it costs to really donate at the level you want to and contribute to the causes you believe in, or as you do the math, you realize it doesn't take a huge lump sum of money. What it takes is cash flow. How do you produce enough consistent monthly cash flow to actually cover the hard cost of all those things, the mortgage or the payments? And it's amazing. It's not as much as you imagine. And one of my business mentors always taught me having consistent monthly cash flow that's always flowing in is way more valuable than a giant lump sum of cash. Because the lump sum of cash is constantly going down, the cash flow is consistently growing. It's a different thought process. So if you were to think about this real quick and think of how much is enough for you, let's just say you figure out your number and enough is right here. Now, there was a research study done in the United Kingdom that they went and interviewed people at all different shapes and sizes of financial well-being and earnings, and they asked them, they were rating how happy they were. What they found out was if you, let's say you're right here, if you didn't make enough money compared to what you needed, they found these people were radically unhappy because they didn't make enough to pay the bills, to live the life they wanted, to cover everything they needed to be covered. Let me zoom in a little. They found out number three. They found out this group that goes, well, I just always want to be making more. I want to make more than I've ever made, more. They found out that this group, the further they got from this point of how much they needed, the more unhappy they were, which was very fascinating. Because you think, well, if I just made more money, eventually I'd have enough and I'd have so much more abundance that I'd be thrilled about life. Not true. The research study actually showed people who made what they needed and just a little bit more were the happiest of them all. Because what happens is the further you go into this range up here, and it's more than what you need, it starts to create unnecessary pressure to try to keep it up and keep going. So you have this unnecessary pressure that starts building on, oh my gosh, how am I going to keep this up? How am I going to keep it going? And so when I look at this, there's a big question. How much do you need to make right here? How much do you need to make for you to call it a day and go, I've hit my number for the day or week or month. I'm going to take the rest of the time off and go spend it with the ones I love. I'm going to take the rest of the time off and go learn how to sail. I'm going to take the rest of the time off and go on safari. I don't know what you want to do. Now, when we look at this, what comes to mind for you? Something that came to mind for me was, well, great. Does that mean I don't make as much as I dream of making in my life? Does that mean I'm kind of stuck just with what I need instead of what I want? I got caught up in this thought and I said, I need to go find people who are living like this and figure out what their numbers look like. And I found a friend. He made I wrote the number down, $386,000 in 1 month. He was running at 83% profitability, meaning out of all the money, $386,000 in 1 month, 83% of that was profit. And I was like, whoa, that's amazing. How does he do that? But that's not the part that knocked me out of my chair. The part that knocked me out of my chair was he took 20 days off that month. And I went, whoa, how do you do that? How do you make that much money that profitably with 20 days off? What? Like, that blew me away. And I was like, okay, that's a good amount of money. How many of you, just, to ask real quick, how many of you could live on $386,000 a month at 80+% profitability? Meaning you'd get to keep over $300,000 of it. How many of you could be thrilled living a life with $300,000 a month profit coming out of your business straight to you? I don't know. Maybe that's not enough for you. But when I looked at a business like that, I said, man, I need to do more of that. And so I started studying people like this and paying very close attention to what they were doing and figuring out how did they build a business that created this green line here. It created exactly what they needed plus a little bit more, and they did it with 20 free days out of 31 days. So we got to write that in here. They had 20 free days out of, let's say, 31 days of the month. That's amazing. That's amazing. $386,000 in revenue. Oops. 86,000 in revenue. 80% plus in profit with 20 free days. That's amazing. And so my question is, homework assignment from this. Well, before I tell you that, if you want help with this kind of stuff, if you want a little assistance doing the math, I would love the opportunity to work with you. If you're watching this on Facebook, just put, Rocket Ship 2021 in the comments, and I'll pop back on and I'll just send you a link. You can fill out a quick little intake form. We'll set up a 15-minute call. 15-minute call is really simple. Where are you right now? Where would you like to be? What do you think the biggest obstacle in your way is? And what are you doing to solve it? If we can help with that, I'll tell you how. And if you're interested, you're welcome to do it. If we can't, I'll tell you we're not good at that. Wrong guys, and I'll recommend you to go see someone else. And I know lots of people who help in a lot of different ways. But if you'd like some help with this, just type Rocket Ship 2021 in the comments. If you're watching this on the page we email out, just fill out the little form right below it. It's a quick little type form. I think there's 6 or 7 questions. It's going to ask you, are you a business owner? How long you've been in business? Where are you at? Where are you trying to go? And we'll find out if we can help or not. We're actually looking for 6 more people to join us in Q1 of next year. And we're going to have 10 people total that I'm going to work with for all 12 months. And we're working specifically on more revenue, more profit, more free time. We're going to measure this every month. We're going to incrementally improve it. And we're going to find a way to help people grow this. Speaking of which, I'm going to take a moment to celebrate one of our clients from this year. These two, Barbara and Dean, 2 amazing humans who literally hold the record this year for business growth in our current program. In 2020, during a global pandemic, which is my favorite part, they were able to grow their business in the following ways. Number 1, they grew their revenue by 50% year to date, which is amazing. I think it's going to be more than that by the time of the end of the year hits. This was as of last month. They grew their profitability by 171% more profitable this year. And they grew their net profit, take home cash in pocket, by 195%. I love results like this. I was talking to one of our team members this morning, and I was like, dude, I feel like a kid in the candy store when I get to help people do these types of things. It is amazing. It's a deep blessing. I'm super honored to be part of it, and it's a lot of fun to know that we were a little part of helping them figure out how to do something like this. Again, if you're looking for results like this, you want to work together, we'll figure out if they were the right fit or not. Just type rocket ship. Oh, Thor, I saw it. Rocket ship 2021 in the comments. I'll reach out in just a minute. I'll go back to the video and give you a little type form to fill out so we can chat, see if it can help. Again, homework here. So if you're watching this, I want to make sure you have value, something you can do with this, and actually for participating, for staying on for 20 minutes here, something you can do. Number one, homework assignment. Figure out what that green line is for you. Do the math. Figure out what your numbers are. What's your mortgage? What's your rent? What is your hard nut that you need to cover every month? What is it that you need to make? And then what would be a little bit more to live the life you actually want to be living? Once you know your number, now you got to set up a plan. How are you going to make that number happen? Now, in the beginning, it might take you all 31 days. It might take you all 31 days to get to that number. But once you know what this green line number is, the goal is next month, can you do it in less time? If you think about running a foot race, this is how you incrementally get better and faster at running. You figure out how long it takes you the first time to do it. You put together a plan to see if you could do it in less time the next round. You see if you can run 30 seconds faster than you've ever run around the track. You see if you can run 19 or 42 seconds quicker than you've ever done it before. You keep incrementally bettering your time. If each month you incrementally better your time, eventually you get 20 free days at a 31 while making, what you need or a little bit more. It's a simple equation. I think the number one reason why most people don't make this happen is they don't start off with a plan like this. They start off at launching a business just saying, I want to make as much as humanly possible. I want all the clients in the world. I want to do everything I possibly can. Instead of getting really clear and specific on here's exactly how much I need to make right now. Here's a little bit more than that. That's my target. Boom. I'm going to see if I can do it in 30 days. Then 25 days, then 20 days, then 15 days, then 10 days, then 5 days. Oh my gosh, I can make all that I need in 5 days a month and have the other 25 days to do whatever the heck I feel like. That's amazing. I'd love the opportunity to help you with something like this. If you're interested, just type Rocket Ship 2021 in the comments. I'll circle back in a couple of minutes myself and give you a form to fill out so we can chat. And then if you're watching this on the page that we email out, if you're interested, just fill out the form below the video. Love to have a quick chat. Again, I'm looking for 6 more people. We have 4 amazing humans from all over the world. I think we have 3 different countries. UK, one of the islands down here in US. The other one might be in Canada. I need to double check. We have at least 3 or 4 countries represented out of 4 people in the program so far. Only going to be 10 people to start off in Q1. And if you want to be one of those 10 people, we have 6 spots left. Just let me know. And hopefully we get to work together. Have a great day. Do the homework. I'm going to jump on next week and give you a next step as well. So make sure you have this homework done. Talk to you soon.